This is everything you need to know about Himawari's new solar system level powers, so that when the new chapter comes out, you'll understand where her power comes from and why she's so powerful. Like, how embarrassing would it be if she flops and she just gets one-shotted next chapter? Now, Narutopedia claims Himawari is the new Ninetales Jinchuriki, that she has access to Jinchuriki form, but not everyone agrees that she is a Jinchuriki. They say she's not a Jinchuriki because Kurama was never sealed inside of her. So a Jinchuriki is anyone who has the power of a tailed beast, which includes Himawari. But the thing is, the manga explains that a Jinchuriki doesn't actually mean someone who had a tailed beast sealed inside of them. Naruto was actually stated in the novels to be, in a manner of speaking, the Ten Tails Jinchuriki, or in other words, the host of the Ten Tails. But the Ten Tails was never sealed into Naruto. He merely had the Ten Tails chakra because he had all of the tailed beast's chakra combined. Now, to understand how Himawari got her powers better, we need to go right back to the very first Jinchuriki. Hagoromo, the Sage of Six Paths, was the first Jinchuriki sealing the Ten Tails inside of him. What was once the Ten Tails became Nine-Tailed Beasts. The ninja villagers exploited the beasts to gain power by then sealing them into humans to control them. This control came with a heavy cost, often resulting in the host being ostracized like Gaara, or the host going on a rampage like Kushina or even Naruto. This is because ninjutsu is the power to harm others, or the corrupted version of Hagoromo's ninshu, which is the power to connect. Now in Naruto, we have two anomalies, Killer Bee and Naruto. These are two Jinchuriki that managed to build good relationships with their Biju. It was said that the Sage of Six Paths also had a good working relationship with all of the tailed beasts, and they were even considered cute, as if to say they weren't always dangerous beasts, and perhaps even kind, according to the data books. It was after being exploited for many years did they grow sour, until Hagoromo prophesied that one day the child of prophecy, which is literally Hagoromo's reincarnation pretty much, which is Naruto, would stand before them and they would become one again. So what does this mean for Himawari? How does she have Kurama without it being sealed inside of her? This means it's possible to obtain its skill level power by merely obtaining the chakra of all of the Ten Tails or the tailed beast combined. Himawari having obtained the chakra of the Nine Tails by birth would mean that she too, in a manner of speaking, is a Nine Tails host. So if anything, Himawari is just like her father, one of the few Jinchuriki who managed to obtain compatibility with her Biju. And if anything, she managed to obtain that compatibility much faster because Kurama was in a position this time round. They don't trust their host because they were forcefully sealed into these humans and the humans exploited them. But in this instance, Kurama chose his death and he chose to reincarnate and he trusts Himawari's father, the host father, with his life. Like he literally died for Naruto. Unlike the previous host, he actually trusts Himawari from the get-go because he knows where she comes from, Naruto. So she's no longer a typical Jinchuriki or human sacrifice. She's actually fulfilling the prophecy Hagoromo made that the Biju will one day live in harmony together again with humans, like Killer Bee, like Naruto. The power to connect with her Biju, meaning we're about to see a new power never used in Naruto before. The power to connect, or the power of ninshu, which is Hagoromo's superior form of ninjutsu. He gave Naruto the same power, which included the power of the Ten Tails. So we may even see Sage of Six Path mode Himawari type things. Himawari obtaining these crazy powers was bound to happen. With the Byakugan and the powers of the Nine Tails, and Naruto having spent his entire life building a good relationship with Kurama, just so that Kurama could trust him, that relationship will pass down to his children, including Himawari. So that's why Himawari, from the get-go, is not fighting with Kurama. The reason why Naruto initially couldn't use a Biju bomb was because he didn't have control or compatibility with Kurama at all. So in chapter 519, we see Naruto attempts to use a Biju bomb and fails. And he fails all the way up to like chapter 554. And in chapter 555, he fails again. It's not until 595 does Naruto gain mastery over Kurama and successfully pulls off a Biju bomb, showing that he has compatibility with his Biju. He uses that Biju bomb against Obito, and he also uses it against Madara. If Boruto is stated to be controlling the entire solar system and gravitational forces, just what powers are we going to see from Himawari? She's probably going to pull out a triple Bankai domain expansion infinite void in the next chapter. Like, I'm calling it. Watch everyone switch up and become Boruto fans after this next chapter, because things are going to go down. Himawari shouldn't be able to do a Biju bomb. When did she learn the Rasengan? What they're tripping on is Killer Bee said it's impossible in human form. So firstly, Naruto used Biju bombs, as I mentioned before, in human form against Madara and Obito. The reason why he failed was because he had not yet achieved compatibility. So if Himawari started off automatically with perfect compatibility, by default, it means she should be able to perform Biju bombs straight off the bat. Now, before people say that that's not human form, KCM is not human form, when B said human form, he explained it's impossible to Biju bomb without manifesting the Biju's head. So Killer B actually, at the end of the chapter, goes back on his word and says, hang on, it actually is possible if you rotate the bomb. You just need better compatibility. So Naruto works on mastering control over Kurama, and bam, uses Biju bombs with his bare hands. And now Himawari is doing the same thing, except she can achieve it a lot easier because not only can she use her hair to basically create 9 tails and get that rotation, but you can see that her Biju bomb is rotating a lot more than other Biju bombs. Each generation, they're learning these techniques and expanding on them. Like even Boruto has a vanishing Rasengan. And it's very consistent with Naruto that each generation is like an improvement in terms of like ridiculous powers than the last. Like Boruto was like gifted from the get-go. He had everything Naruto didn't, like a loving family and all this kind of stuff. So there you have it. Himawari's new form and her ability to use Biju bombs makes perfect sense.